Hi guys, what's happening? If you probably read by the title of this video. I'm gonna show you exactly how you can hit five figures, so at least 10K a month by the end of the year, monthly recurring revenue. So that's not cash collected, that's not through PIFs, that's every single month you're gonna be making at least five figures. And that's if you listen to what I'm about to tell you for the next 10 minutes. Don't doom scroll, don't be a little brain dead monkey, bro. Just listen to exactly what I'm gonna tell you, okay? And I'm not gonna talk about some BS that you might hear on other YouTube videos. It's not gonna be any like I'm gonna just get straight to the point, okay? I'm not gonna waste your time. There's gonna be I don't know how long the video gonna be. It's not gonna be more than 10 minutes, but it's just gonna be straight value. Okay, so listen to what I've got to tell you, and I promise you can hit 10K by the end of the year. Because if you can't hit 10K in the next 2.5 months, if it takes you more longer than 2.5 months to hit 10K, you're a bit of a bot. Okay, so listen to what I'm about to tell you. Take action, take aggressive action. Start taking action from literally as soon as you put this video down. Start taking action. I promise you, you're gonna make money. Okay, now first of all, we have to look at where you guys currently are and where you want to be, okay? And not in like some like goal setting bullshit or anything like that. In actual fact, like where you guys are at. And this is the image I got, right? Because everyone watching this video, you're a little nerd, right? You're probably watching so much videos on SMMA, how to do this, how to do that, and you just have a bunch of information overload, okay? And the reason I know that for a fact is because you're watching this video. Now, I'm not some YouTuber with 1 million subscribers, okay? My YouTube, if you're watching this, if you haven't seen me before, that means YouTube's recommended my video to you. And because it's recommended my video to you, that means I'm assuming that you guys have watched other SMMA content, right? For YouTube to recommend my video to you guys specifically from a smaller YouTuber in the SMMA space, that means you've watched a shit ton of SMMA content. I know that for a fact, right? And you guys do that in the with the idea because I was in your situation, okay? Beginning of the year, I was in your situation. I used to watch everyone, bro. Not even the big names. I used to watch the small guys. I used to follow people's journeys doing SMMA. And the reason you do that is because you think they're going to give you some sort of secret nugget. They're going to give you some sort of sauce or like some um secret key, which is the solution to all your problems, right? And that's not going to be the case, okay? Because in actual fact, it's so simple. SMMA. I'm going to get into it in this video, right? As I go through. But in actual fact, the things that you need, the tools that you have, and the information which is already in your mind right now, if you're watching this video, I guarantee you is enough to hit 25K. And minimum 25K, right? Because we're talking about hitting 10K, but you probably have enough information to hit 25K. Because if you can hit 10K, you can hit 25. It's literally the same concept, okay? So after watching this video, I want you to stop just watching and consuming SMMA content, trying to find that hidden gem, that new SMMA script, that new closing script, setting script, which you think is going to flip the switch like that. Because that's not what's going to happen, right? You're going to get experience from putting in the reps. And that's what you have to do. So stop being a flipping nerd. Stop doing information overload, and you got to become a boss, bro. Like you just got to start taking action. And it's cliche, right? You've heard people say you got to start taking action, but in terms of SMA specifically, you got to turn your brain off in a sense because SMA is such a simple business model, right? Um, Look, I got it here. SMMA is such a simple business model. All there is three pillars. All you're doing is setting an appointment, then you're going to close your appointment and do the service for them. So in this case, you're probably just going to be running Facebook ads for construction businesses. And it's that simple, bro. You're not trying to solve world hunger. You're not trying to make the next fucking Facebook, bro. Like you're not doing any of that. You're doing a business model which has been done by thousands of people, literally hundreds of thousands of people because it works and it's still working, okay? I know it's still working. There's literally beginners that I know who are making a shit ton of money, right? They literally just go to 10K within weeks, okay? So don't think it's oversaturated because you get nothing from thinking that. Don't think that it's impossible or it's hard because you get nothing from thinking that. You just need to come in thinking you just need to dumb it down. Whatever you think SMMA is, just oversimplify it so much. You need to dumb it down. And once you do that, that's the reality of SMMA. You guys are up here and you need to bring it all the way down, okay? Stop thinking, because bro, the reason I can say this, reason I know you guys are thinking is because this is exactly what I thought, right? Stop thinking of SMMA as some crazy flipping business model which you have to conquer because there's not. There's no secret key to it. There's no secret to it. It's dead simple. Um, and yeah, you just need to rip the inputs, okay? So let's say that's the mindset stuff out of the way, I guess, and that's arguably the most important. The main principle is just dominate down and just turn your brain off and rip the inputs, right? But I guess what are the actual tangible inputs you have to do to hit this goal? I told you, okay. So as I said, there's three pillars. Now, starting off with pillar one, appointments. is arguably, I mean, it is the most important, right? It's not arguably, in my opinion, it's the most important because if you can't get appointments, you're not going to close, and if you can't close, you're not going to do service delivery. So, in terms of appointments, there's one acquisition system you should be using, which is cold SMS. Okay, cold SMS or cold calling. Paid ads come in like later on down the line, but yeah, I've done nothing except cold SMS and cold calling in my SMMA career. And actually, to be fair, I don't think I've even cold called in my SM. I don't think I've signed a client of cold calling, just pure cold SMS. Okay, so just rip cold SMS. And the good thing about cold SMS, bro, you can just back test the numbers. Let's say you're sending 1K SMS a day, which you should be at the bare minimum. I mean, 3K is probably more realistic with the numbers I'm going to tell you. I send about 3K a day. You might book 3 to 6 meetings, okay, on the low end. So many people say you can book 10 meetings per 1,000 SMS. So 3K SMS, you can book 30 meetings. I promise you that's bullshit, okay? I'm just keeping it stacked with you. You're not going to book that many meetings. With 3K SMS, you're probably going to book 3 to 6 meetings, okay? Which seems like a little. You're like, oh, 3,000, you might be used to sending a couple hundred, but 3,000 SMS is not a lot, and 3 to 6 meetings is good because these are going to be qualified meetings, okay? Because when you call them, once you send the SMS and they reply positively, I guess I've got to explain what cold SMS is. So here's a quick, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. If you can't understand what it is from the name, I don't think you're going to succeed in SMMA. But essentially what it is you send an SMS message to these contractors. You scrape a list using Outscraper, okay? So use Outscraper, scrape a list of remodelers or whatnot, and then you're going to upload them onto Go High Level, and then you're going to put them through automation, which sends them a bunch of SMS, okay? Not a bunch, a single SMS, but it just sends it to everyone in the automation. You can drip it 10 every 1 minute, 50 every 5 minutes, whatever you want to drip it to. I just slowly increase it over time. But essentially, you send 3K SMS to 3K businesses. By the way, I don't clean my leads. I don't do any of that. It's just straight out scrape to Go High Level. Saves me costs, okay? But yeah, essentially you send cold SMS and you call up the positive replies. So after 3K SMS, you might get 10 to 15 positive replies, right? And when somebody replies positively, then you got to call them up. And once you call them up, you got to book a meeting with them, okay? So that's where I get the 3 to 6 meetings from. I scrape 3K SMS from Outscraper, upload them to Go High Level, put them through automation, which sends the SMS. And then the guys which reply positively, which are like, yes, I want to hear more. I want to do this. I want to do that. You call them up and you book them in for a meeting. I'll make a video more comprehensive about SMS because it's a pretty complicated. It's not complicated. It's easy as fuck. It's simple, but there's a lot of shit to it. There's A2P. How did you get A2P verified? If you want to get A2P verified, you just go on Discord servers and see if anyone's selling it, or just register your company. You can just get an EIN number online. You pay like $200, I think, or you can just do it through your own country's legal system and use your legal information. I'm pretty sure that works. Yeah, that's usually the biggest bottleneck for people wanting to start SMMA. They don't have an ATP account. Once you get that sorted, bro, if you need help getting it sorted, join my Discord and link below and tag me, and I will try help you getting a ATP account. But yeah, you get the account, you set up the automation. If you guys want the automation, join the Discord as well. I'll send you guys the automation and take you through all of that. Send out the SMS. The scripts is in the bro, I'm just plugging the Discord. Be in the Discord. I'll show you the scripts. And then yeah, 10 to 15 positives, 3 to 6 meetings, and you book them all in, okay? And essentially you just rinse and repeat, and this is how you're going to get your meetings. And as I was saying before, 3 to 6 meetings doesn't seem like a lot, but if they're all qualified meetings, and you financially qualified them on the second call, and you qualified them, and you actually sort of pre-sold the service to them, you actually managed to get across the value, and like yeah, they actually, if you actually manage to get across the value effectively, then they're going to show up to the meeting, right? And it's going to be an easy close. Because listen, you should be closing 100% of every qualified appointment which shows up. Okay, 100 might be a stress. 85%. Okay, you should be closing if the person who shows up to the meeting is qualified and has money, right? They're not just a broke flipping donkey. Okay, like if they're qualified and they got money and they show up to me, you should be able to close them. But that's the appointment setting section, and then it's closing. So you set the appointment, you have your automations go out. I got a bunch of automation sequences. You can hit me up, I'll give you my snapshot for my automations. But yeah, then it's closing. Now when it gets to closing, it's real simple. People overcomplicate. Okay, so let's say we've got 3 to 6 meetings. this is per day, okay? You might get on the low end, let's say you get 2 to 3 shows, okay? Um, 2 to 3 shows. Now, with 2 to 3 shows, you should be closing at least a client a day, okay? As I said, your show up rate, not your show up rate, your closing rate should genuinely, it shouldn't, worst case, because obviously you're going to have bad clients, but the 85% close rate was whether it is, if the prospect is qualified, financially, being qualified, and they're just not stupid, right? But bro, you're going to deal with stupid people day to day as business. You're going to deal with people who just can't think and it's annoying as fuck. But that's the reality of it, right? So let's say in general, as a whole, your closing rate shouldn't drop beneath 50%. That means out of 2 to 3 shows, you should sign one client. So essentially, with his maths, every day you should be signing a client. Now, is that realistic, bro? Yes, that's what I done at one point. But I'm gonna be honest. If you're a complete beginner, you're probably not gonna sign a client a day. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. I'm not gonna tell you you're gonna sign a client a day. It's possible. It's very easy. That's what I done. I scaled to like 6K to 25K in like 2 weeks. Okay, like that's what I done. But that's because I have experience, right? And I know what I'm doing, and I sort of started something new, and I was just effective with it. But if you want to sign a client a day, you just need to understand that it just comes to ripping the inputs. So you might not get these stats, you might not be booking 3 to 6 meetings from 3,000 SMS. You'll shit at booking meetings in the beginning, but you got to send SMS, bro. And after 4 or 5 days, after you send 12, 15, 20,000 SMS, you start getting the flow. You know how to talk to these people. Then you're going to reach these metrics, right? And when you reach these metrics, it's just a fucking snowball effect. You're going to be signing clients every single day. So if you're a complete beginner, okay, in the beginning, these stats might not be realistic, but as you get through your journey, it is, bro. Trust me, it's going to be easy. But yeah, 2 to 3 clients, one client a day. And bro, this is, you could sign this client on like 2K a month. For like a 1K up front sort of thing, like 1K up front sort of deal, or like 1K bi-weekly, some shit like that, okay? But you essentially just collect cash up front. And yeah, that's literally how you do it. You literally just set the appointment, they're going to show up and you're going to close them. I guess closing frameworking is something I've talked about. When you close them, when they're on the sales call, how I structure my sales calls is pretty simple. It's just discovery, pitch, and close. Okay. Um, Discovery are asking questions, and bro, there's no crazy questions or crazy closing framework that you have to follow to close a high percentage. Okay. I've never used a closing script. The times where I haven't used a closing script is the times I've had the highest close rate. I literally just tell them, look, how many jobs are you getting? How many jobs are you trying to get? How much money are you making? How much money do you want to start making? Just simple questions like that. Like, what have you tried in the past? What hasn't worked for you? What has worked for you? Shit like that. And then I get to the pitch. I literally just share my screen, and for 10 minutes straight, I just show them exactly what we do, right? I show them my ad accounts that I'm running for clients. I show them my clients' landing pages, and shit like that, right? I show them all of that. Then I stop sharing my screen, and I'm like, okay, cool. What do you think? They'll tell me what they think, and then I'm like, okay, cool. Here's the price. X amount a month. Look, my price is $1,500, $2,000 a month. It's a management fee, and then obviously ad spend. You tell them there's ad spend. We can start $30 to $50 a day ad spend, and make sure your ad spend is not included in this price, right? Don't make them pay you 2K a month, then you pay 1K a month in ad spend. That's not how it works. You pay ad spend out of their own card. You tell them, look, ad spend is not coming out of my pocket, and it's money that you pay directly to Facebook. Okay. Um, and yeah, they'll understand that you push the ad spend, push the thing, and voila, you're going to sign your first client. And bro, once you sign your first client, you're going to start getting you're going to start getting momentum. Momentum is the biggest thing in business. I think I made a video on momentum on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. But momentum is the biggest thing in business, bro. Momentum is so hard to get, but it's so easy to lose, right? So once you get on that flipping wave of momentum and you sign a client, do not take your foot off the gas. Just keep going, keep ripping the inputs. Literally do exactly what you're doing, and I promise you're going to keep signing clients. And then you literally ride that wave. Once you get on the wave, bro, you ride that wave to 20, 30K a month. And then, okay, it might slow down. But bro, fuck, you're at 20, 30K a month, right? And then you just keep working. You might have a slow period. Then, pal, get back on the wave. 50, 60K a month. Shit, now I'm at 50, 60K. Then you keep working. And this cycle which repeats itself, right? But yeah, that's essentially it. That's how you're going to book up meetings and close meetings, right? It's really fucking simple. It's not rocket science. The numbers work out. And yeah, I mean, if you're signing a client a month for 2K a month, you'll be at 60K at the end of your first month. But let's be honest, that's not going to happen since you're a beginner. Um, in reality, but you can see, right? Like in the low end, you should be hitting 10K. Like these numbers are quite big. These numbers for someone which is experienced in a sense, but by experience, I just mean you know how to talk to people, you know how to pick up the phone, you have some sort of experience closing, but that just comes with reps, right? You might not close your first 10 sales calls, so that's like 10 days of closing, which you're just not going to close because you're a beginner, right? And that's just something you need to accept because you need to develop the skills to be able to close. Once you get that click, bro, it's just going to be clients every day. Um, I didn't talk about service delivery. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm not gonna talk about it because it doesn't matter if you haven't got any clients. If you don't got clients, like don't worry about service delivery. Um, get a flipping client first, then worry about it. Like if they pay you to solve a problem, you're gonna solve it. That's just the reality of it. Don't stress about problems you don't have. Okay. Don't waste your energy. Don't waste your thought power. Don't waste anything. Just wait for the money to come. Wait for the money to hit. Then you can worry about it. And in reality, service delivery is really, really easy. Okay. Don't stress it. um, but yeah, man, that's the guide. It's literally, as I said, it's comprehensive. And you might be like, that's not comprehensive. That's pretty simple. That's because SMMA is fucking simple. Okay. Do not overcomplicate it. Do not be a little nerd. Don't be a little bitch and just flip and do it. Okay. Um, as I shamelessly plugged throughout the video, there's a link in my description. Join the Discord server. It's me and my business partner, Jason. Jason also runs SMMA. He's my business partner in SMMA. Me and him, we're scaling together. We're both going to hit 6-figure months real soon, hopefully by the end of the year. So if you want to just um, if you need some help with your SMMA, if you want to ask any questions, if you want to get any source that I mentioned in this video, join the Discord. Everything's going to be in there. And if you join the Discord, you're going to have access to our free school community where we have a full A to Z comprehensive course, not course, but just sort of videos just on scaling your SMMA, right? Fully in-depth appointment setting, closing, and also service delivery. So yeah, join up. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.